15th here. It's my first day off here, so I'm coming out trying to see what else we can do. But jeepers, somebody pressure washed this thing, clean the cab. Wow. We're gonna go and one of our local co-ops, probably near Strand Agri Center. Well, let's see. It's a little chilly. Let's see if it starts without a. No problem. He may have changed the oil this morning. He said he changed the oil. I'll check to make sure there's no leaks or anything before I take off. Let it warm up. But near Strand Agri Center brought a dry fertilizer spreader out. So we're gonna get hooked onto this thing with that. So we're ready to go. Let it warm up here. I think the rest of the corn meters came in to get my keys out here. The rest of the corn meters came in, and I'm fairly certain they're already on the planter. They've been working on that, and then the guys have been hauling beans to Mankato like crazy. So I think they got like 10 loads to Mankato. Yep, they're here. Looks like he's all set up. Got all the hoses tied up. Looks like this side he tied them up to the units themselves. Find one with good lighting here. So this cord, this was what I thought we needed a extension for, because it was stuck right here. And it turns out it was all bundled up on the parallel arms there. So these ones over here, you can see I coiled them up and did a little loop and twist tied it there to the base, not to the unit. But we'll see. We're probably gonna have to move them anyways, just trying to get them up there so they wouldn't get caught up in anything. But apparently, maybe some of you guys have done this. I didn't even know it when I did it, but when they coil it, that was the old-fashioned way to not get fertilizer to drip, because there would be no pressure, so the fertilizer couldn't make the loop. So if you didn't want it to drip when the planter was up, you made a loop so that when the pump wasn't on, it wouldn't keep running out the thing. So I found that kind of interesting. So I'm gonna buzz over to the other site, get hooked onto that thing, and then we're gonna bring the ripper, not the ripper. It's built like a ripper. We're gonna bring the 8970 and the mulch finisher back over here probably first, or the drill and the 8430, but. They gave the 8870 a bath as well, and the planter got a bath. So everything's pretty darn clean. And unfortunately, the forecast is looking like the tractors are going to look muddy again. But obviously you can't mud corn in. But let's see if I can pull it up here. See what I'm looking at. It's 48 degrees right now. So here's the long range. Friday rain, Saturday rain, next Tuesday rain, Thursday rain, Friday rain, next Friday. And then, yeah, it's just rain, rain, rain. So, maybe we can focus or not. Rain, rain, rain. So, it's going to be a little minute for us to get in the field, unfortunately, but just get everything cleaned up. Once it dries out a little bit, probably going to work this little section around the bins here so it's smooth. We'll get this thing unfolded and we'll run around and act like we're planting with it, just to make sure the electronics are all working and all of his new computer systems are tied in with it correctly. And then it's going to be a good call that we kept the grain drill this year, because it's going to be at least 2 weeks before we get out in the field. 2 nights ago when I was working, there was guys planting corn south of Faribault, a couple bigger outfits, and then I went and talked to one of my buddies they farm a few thousand, probably 5,000 acres well, they're probably closer to 8,000 acres with all the stuff they do up in Northfield, and they're just putting hydrous on. And he said ground temp was like 39 degrees or something, he said, 2 inches down. So too cold for most people, but some people are going for it. We'll be waiting just because with all the tiling and everything, and there's really no sense to rush it yet, especially when you got the grain drill on one tractor and the corn planter on the other. We'll be able to push when it comes time. I am hoping to get a video, Dale Enterprises, or Dahl Enterprises, however you want to say it, of Morristown, does field tiling, and one of the land renters, landlords, whatever you want to call them, is going to tile out one of his fields. So they have a nice, well, they have 2 tile plows now. I hope they bring the one that's painted like the American flag. Hopefully get that on a video, them socking in some field tile, because I'm sure they can do it in less than a day. I think it's like 45 acres. Maybe it's a 2-day job, I don't know, but I'm sure it'll go fast. But I'd like to get a video of that, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm still on my way to go get that drive spreader here. This is the field that Dale Enterprises is going to be tiling out. You might be able to see right here. That's not the edge of the field. That's actually the middle of the field, but that's corn we had to leave. This is a field that we were very late to get into to plant. Didn't yield very well. The ears were small because it was so wet all year. All the fields were wet and muddy last year, but this was extremely poor. We rutted the combine down the whole field. So it's going to be great that that it gets, you know, tiled out to make it a better field to work. It will work out in the landowner's favor as well. He runs an outfit that he needs to be able to get onto fields with big semi trucks. So this is the field. Hoping to be able to get out here and see that. Get a video or 2 of them socking in tile with their big plows and excavators and stuff. So the only issue is, well, they got something marked out here. They might be putting a culvert in right there for that field, possibly. The other plan was to run it here, but then it runs through one of the other fields that the guy runs, and it's already always fills up like a pond down in the middle. So we've talked about possibly either shaping a waterway with bring a skid loader out, or digging in a big main, but that'd be difficult. I think the easier, best option would just be to sock in a waterway with a skid loader and let the water run through it to slow it down, because the culvert, you'd have to put a culvert in and then some way to get all that water in, unless you wanted to dig it all the way through. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll make a mess, because it's gonna be a lot of water coming through here then once we do that. So we're just here, getting here, gonna hook onto that spreader, scoot up the driveway here, and make it a little bit easier on me to splice videos together, but scoot around these puddles so I don't splash up mud on their clean tractor that they worked hard on, and then go from there. The grain drill's here. This outfit, the spreader, if it's the same type as last year, they're ground driven. They're fairly heavy. I mean, you can get, I don't remember what we were putting in there, 5 ton for sure. Probably 4 or 5 ton for sure at a time. It's ground driven. As you go, it drives so that the wheels are turning, then it turns the going out the back, the conveyor that pushes it out the back. It's PTO driven for the spreaders. You can hydraulically control the, you know, if you're driving and you've already spread in an area, you can turn the the conveyor that spits the fertilizer out, you can turn that off, but the spreaders will stay going, so that way you don't overlap. But let's set you guys down for a second here. So I can get through the yard here. Some turkey hunters or something. pickup the other day. The roller's over there. It's from Wilmer, it says on there. I bet you it's still a near Strand Acre Center deal. But I'm gonna set you guys down here. Well, we're all hooked up. We need the 1000 to big 1000 adapter, but they got that set up here. So we'll put the 1000, small 1000 on that. Then we got a 540 adapter to go to the tractor. And it's actually from Genesis. But it's still set up the same. Let's see. There's the drive. Should be a hydraulic ram in here somewhere that turns that gear on and off. Sure there is. Here's the spreaders. Here's the fertilizer itself. Little white stuff there. And then there's the little ram that turns it on and off. So we're gonna leave it parked in here just because it's gonna rain, and the tarp's on there, but it's just an extra sense of security. 50-foot spread. And there you go.